Good evening, ladies and gents. Very welcome to the Comedy Improv, situated in various parts around the country. Joe Rooney is in
Russia.
Sharon, where are you?
I'm in Lucan.
In Lucan. Paul Tylak, he's got his hair done, is in
Furhouse.
Kevin Gildee is all the way in
Dunleary.
And Danny, where are you?
I'm in Lucan as well.
Okay, so we're going to start off with a game we call Die. I'm going to click on each person. They have no idea when they're going to be clicked on. They're going to tell a story, and they can't make any mistakes. If they make a mistake, they have to die away from the game. I will choose who dies and kill them off. In the meantime, let's just start. This is going to be the story of Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer and the Paintbrush. Tom Sawyer and the Paintbrush, Chapter 1.
It was a beautiful summer's day in rural Idaho, and Tom Sawyer had decided it was
going to be the best day of his life. A day when he would take a paintbrush
and paint a whole house. Little Timmy Greenhorn's house. Little Timmy Greenhorn lived down
the road from Tom Sawyer. He lived in a dog kennel because little Timmy Greenhorn was a poor little
boy with no legs and only one arm. Everyone knew him in the village
as one arm, no legs Greenhorn. He had a kennel
and a massive big one arm. His one big arm was so big, it was bigger than little Timmy. He used to flop
around the place with this arm.
And other people would marvel at his musculature.
And he became an Idaho champion shot putter. He was representing all the
places in Idaho, including Birmingham Town and Schnitzelville.
But he never got to really represent the one place he really wanted to represent, which was Leak Slip. That's what he wanted
to do. But no one had heard of Leak Slip because they lived in the middle of America, which was very, very
big place, but it was still in the middle of America.
And nobody wanted to know about Leak Slip. Look, I've got my brush. Why don't I...
Going to do with it? Well, Tom Sawyer said, you're going to paint your little kennel house.
And we're going to drive the kennel to Leak Slip. We'll upend it. Go
right there, right now. Oh, it's a dream come true, said little Timmy.
I wish I wasn't dreaming. I wish this were real life. But it was...
It was a dream. Then he woke up and he was in his little kennel.
With little poodles, Tim and Vera, who had...
Poodles who made him soup. Because little Greenhorn loved soup made by poodles. Then they all got together and
made a stew, because they knew that in Leak Slip, that was the one way to get into the locals' hearts, was to present
them with some stew. Stew goes straight to the heart. It's been scientifically
proven. But now we move on to Chapter 2, where I become a little bit more aggressive. And we actually talk a little bit more about the paintbrush. Chapter 2.
The paintbrush in his hand was becoming heavier and heavier with every step that Tom Sawyer
took. It wasn't just the weight of the paintbrush, it was the weight of the existential
armness of little Greenhorn. Tom felt the weight of this giant armed man and wanted to give
him a new arm so that he could live a free life, not just have to follow his arm. So he made a plan. He went to the local
shop and bought a huge arm. This was the biggest arm anyone had ever seen.
Except Giant Arm McGee. He'd seen one bigger, but he's not in this story, so
fuck him.
Anyway.
Leak Slip was beginning to hear of this place in Idaho that loved them so. So Tom
said, hey, why don't we get on our
backsides and scrape our way over to Leak Slip, slowly graveling along on our butts? Yes.
Yes, let's do that. Suddenly, there was a knock on the window of the shop.
Hello? Who's in there, you little bastards? It was old Cockney Harry.
Cockney Harry was known throughout the land of Idaho for his
incredible ability to hang on to his accent, even though he came to America when he was 1 from
Cockney Land, which of course is a small little place on the Isle of Man. Now this
was an incredible revelation to the other people in Idaho who
Never seen this guy before. They'd heard of him, but they'd never seen him. He was a legend, an absolute legend. Suddenly, Silly Sally, the local prostitute,
got paid.
It's the end of a lovely story there, written by Mark Twain all those years ago. Very fortuitous. So now we move on to our next game. This is Translator. Joe is there to talk to us about the dangers of horse riding while playing golf.
Lola, in the flipping.
Hello, it's great to be here in cyberspace. In the real world, everything is slightly on a slope.
Schnit flubs.
There are 2 things to remember when horse riding while golfing. Try not to get into any fights when you're in the toilet on the way to the race. I'm always getting into fights with people who want me to pick their nose. This has cost me a breast in the past. The second thing,
hama hubala chala, flumaga lechi, and flumaga schnigi, and flumaga nashne, and flumaga jackie.
make sure you're wearing comfortable riding clothing, but also regulation golfing gloves.
Machaka pokanga.
Don't take anything else. Nothing else is the right quality. That's what you must insist on.
Popolakaga nuta flube in the fuba fuba.
A horse is like a microphone cover.
A palava chippy, and Dutch border, holla, fuda border or stola. Fuck you, fucking shaka, fuck you, bitch.
It doesn't like you being up too close and shouting in its ear, like a microphone. But it does want you to tell it how to approach the ball when you're swinging the golf club. Once you keep the golf club at a 17-degree angle, the horse will be much happier to approach a standard golf ball.
Mama.
Mama.
Vibola lace. A budget patrice. You farm it for it. Chavajuchi? Chavavache? Boba cha cha.
Always threaten the horse in an underhand, soft-toned way that other horses can't hear, but make sure your horse knows its life is at stake. This will make it take the game far more seriously than your average horse. This is where horse whispering can become very, very useful.
Hit the fucking ball.
Many badgers also can understand this language, so be careful you're not too near badgers, because they could destroy the swing of the golf club and the stride of the horse. And that's how you do it.
The letter P. You're in an advertising industry. You're having to meet.
Yeah, perhaps we could put up a picture of a hare.
I said
Quite
hair.
why you have become so obsessed with hair recently. It's a bit troubling.
Really, because hair is where it's at. Nobody's had a haircut for 2 months. Think of all the hair that's out there.
So would you say that to my husband, Brian, who's been bald since he was 25?
Totally, bring that bald cunt over here and I'll tell him to his head.
Unusually, that's not the first time he's been called a cunt by you, and that's partly why I wanted to talk to you today.
Vera, I don't want to hear anything about Brian. Let's talk about hair.
Why?
Exactly my point. Why? That's what we got to put out there. Why should we talk about hair?
You're good at this. I'll give you that. You are good. Just when I thought I wanted to smack your little face off, you just reminded me why I hired you in the first place.
Zebedee's coming on board. He's an intern. He's just left college.
Zebedee he's got baggage. He used to be in prison.
Brian is sacked.
Can't you stop bringing new people into this? We were just talking about Zebedee. I mean,
don't you know Brian is your husband?
Every time somebody reminds me that I'm married to Brian, I have a little cry inside.
So Brian, Zebedee's the future. He's on board.
Good God, are you on drugs? I mean, you're flip-flopping up.
Hash, everything.
I'd like some. Could you get me some? Just to get me through the day. I'm good for the money.
Lick the screen. I put some up.
What about Jay?
Jay isn't as good as Zebedee.
Kit Kat? Would you like a Kit Kat? I mean, if you're smoking a lot of hash, I think you'd really appreciate a Kit Kat right now.
Love a Kit Kat. I've just smoked some. Dying for some.
Is right.
No. We got to work on this. Brian's out. Zebedee's in. Jay's gone.
Oh, now you want to be a professional, for fuck's sake. Your situation is a backstage at a magician's show.
Sony, I'm backstage at the magician's gig here. I think there's going to be a bit of a problem because I think I may have put too many explosives beside the dove's cage.
Oh, God. You shouldn't have done that.
I know. It's a big mistake, but it's
English
got to go off that thing. I've tried everything. Those doves are going to go up like fucking Christmas on your birthday.
Oh, no. Oh, remember. Listen, in our Sally's, she's allergic to doves. What we got?
You sent Sally out there because when this goes off, there's going to be a lot of dove feathers all over the fucking theatre, isn't it?
Oh, no. I know. I love you. I mean, hey.
You know, if you just change one letter in dove, you get duvet or love. And I'd like to love you under a duvet.
Oh, stop it. I have to go over here and get rid of those explosives because we don't want them going off.
The magician taught me the magician taught me a trick, how to get rid of people, and that's it. I'm going to get rid of you unless you can get rid of this problem for me right now. You understand?
I know what he was saying. I knew what he understood. I understood what he was understanding. I know what he's saying. What are you saying?
Yeah, well, the problem is, I may be here, but you can't see me. Yeah, I'm here, all right. Yeah, that's the problem. But there's got to be a solution. You're the solution because you're the only one who knows the trick.
I know the trick, all right. And I got something to tell you. I got a gun in my pocket. Or is it
cookery show?
Is it a gun now, or is that a courgette? Because if that's a courgette, I know something lovely.
Exactly. And you know what they call a courgette on the north side? A cucumber. Okay,
Indeed.
now here we go.
And do you know what they call it in America? A little red courgette.
Oh, very good. Oh.
Thriller.